Good evening, Wareham, and welcome to the February 3rd, 2026 Select Board meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
With us tonight is Mr. Gomes, myself, Ms. Whiteside, Mr. Chadwick, Mr. Still, and Town Council Mr. Bowen. Absent and excused tonight is our Town Administrator, Derek Sullivan.
Thank you. Ms. Winadine, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is something called residents' comments. And if I'm just going to read our new statement. Community members are welcome to share comments on topics that are not listed on the meeting agenda. Each speaker may speak for up to 2 minutes, and there'll be a total of 10 minutes allotted for this portion of the meeting. Please note that based on standard practice, the Select Board listens during this time but does not respond or enter into discussion. That is not to be dismissive. In fact, it is to ensure that all voices are heard and to uphold the Massachusetts Open Meeting Law, which prohibits members from discussing matters that are not included on the posted agendas. Thank you for helping us maintain an open, fair, and legally compliant meeting environment. If there is somebody here who would like to speak on something that is not on the agenda, would you step forward, please? Go ahead. We ask that you sign your name and your address. Make sure that you print it, because some of us have very bad handwriting. Thanks.
So my name is Tim Bigelow. I represent a group that has recently been organized called the Marina Oversight Organization. We were here last month talking to you folks about what our concerns were. And those concerns have grown. We have organized now. Our biggest concern, or one of our biggest concerns right now, is trying to understand what the process is going to be from the town to monitor this. We're very concerned that this large organization is going to try and come through and wheedle their way through doing pieces here and there. And we don't know what that process is. And I know that you can't answer, but I want to go on the record that that is a huge concern of ours. We represent more than 25 households at this point in time, and that is only going to grow. And we are going to be very adamant in terms of wanting to have oversight of what the marina does. And I will tell you that yesterday, I live right above the marina, and I saw a man in a pickup truck with a plow, plowing water, standing runoff water into the ocean, over and over and over again. I took video from my house, and then I realized I should go down there and take video right there, which I did. And as soon as they noticed me, the man got out and he stopped. And this is the concern that we have, that these people do not care about our town, do not care about our water. They will do all the necessary things, checking the boxes, but they aren't going to take care of Wareham. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bigelow. Is there anyone else who would like to go ahead? In fact, if the two ladies, why don't you just you come on up, and then when she's done, you can just, okay. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. My name is Ann Haynes, and I live at 4 Gray Street, which is directly across the street from the Safe Harbor Marina. And in fact, the marina being across the street was one of the reasons why I bought my house. I think that the working waterfronts are really important to me and this town. But I've been working with my neighbors. As Tim mentioned, we're a growing group to understand these plans more directly, which still present many, many questions that have yet to be answered. And my biggest concern is the process. This project proposes too many modifications to the site to advance by going one commission at a time. It really needs a holistic review, and so Safe Harbor should be asked to present more information as soon as possible. And I understand that Conservation Commission, where it is now, is a critical first approval before site plan review, except that that will then be the last word in the development, because so much of the bulk of the new building and the sort of drainage and the roadways will be committed to in that Conservation Commission approval. Also, you should note as a town that there are many notes on the drawings that say the town is going to take up a lot of infrastructure cost and renovations that are necessary to make their plan viable, and I don't know if the town has a plan to make those infrastructure upgrades at this time. And also, Wareham has done such a great job on zoning bylaws to really be very thoughtful about adjacencies, and in most of the commercial and residential zones, thoughts about commercial development with adequate buffer zones, landscaping, other types of things. And the marine zone, which 3/4 of the site is in the marine zone, don't have such protections in the zoning laws. And it is really important to think about this site as, yes, commercial and a marina and marine zone, but it's really in a tight residential neighborhood and should be addressed appropriately like other zoning chapters are. And so I just wanted to submit those comments, and as you heard from Tim, we will be back frequently, and we just request holistic review of the site.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Chelsea Watson Donnell, I live at 22 Maple Street. This also is for the Safe Harbor Marina, but due to the drainage failure. So I'm here tonight to address a documented and longstanding municipal drainage failure that has actively impacted my property since I moved there in 2018, and to explain why this issue must be addressed in connection with the proposed Safe Harbor Marina expansion. An independent peer engineering review submitted as part of the marina's application materials confirms that the town's drainage system on Maple Street, installed by the town of Wareham, is improperly installed, undersized, and surcharging stormwater onto and across my property. Municipal drainage pipes run through my land, connect to a manhole on the marina property, and discharge through a buried outfall below means high water. Flooding and erosion are already occurring, and the engineer states that the town involvement is required to correct the system. I have made repeated efforts to work with the municipal staff and town of Wareham departments to correct the issue, but I have received little to no response or only minimal feedback, and the problem remains unresolved. I have brought a binder of supporting material, including prior correspondence and photographs documenting the ongoing impacts and damage to my property, and I respectfully ask the board to review these materials. As part of the Marina review, Safe Harbor Marina has proposed installing a riprap swale on my property, and I have spoken directly with Merrill Engineering and formally objected due to safety concerns for my children and pets. It is not my responsibility to accept stormwater infrastructure on my private residential property to accommodate a commercial expansion. If riprap swales are required, they should be fully engineered within the marina's property boundaries without encroaching on mine. Safe Harbor Marina is aware that drainage changes are needed, yet their proposal states that Maple Street and private property damages are not their responsibility. This leaves a known municipal system failure physically connected to the marina site with no clear path for correction. I'm not asking the select board to make permitting decisions tonight. I'm respectfully requesting that the town formally recognizes that a municipal drainage issue and ensure the information already submitted is directed to the appropriate department so a corrective action occurs before conditions worsen and before any further permits or approvals are granted at any stage of review by the town of Wareham. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who chooses to speak on something that is not on the agenda?
I'm not sure if I can give this to you, but this was...
You can.
Okay.
We will now go to a proclamation. We have two, and the first one is for the Friends of the Wareham Free Library, and there's a large number of people here tonight, and they include, but we may not have all your names. Go ahead.
With us tonight from the Friends of the Wareham Free Library are Priscilla Porter, Sharon Frank, Jane Haupt, Stacy Christie Terrio, Caroline Hines, Rich Wolverton, Sandra Wheeler, Winna Dean, and Marcin Fernandez, the governor of Onset. So here's the proclamation. Whereas, since the year 1976, the Friends of the Wareham Free Library have faithfully and steadfastly supported the Wareham Free Library in its mission to serve the community, and whereas, through generous fundraising efforts, including ongoing book sales, the Friends have provided essential financial support for museum passes, children's and adult programming, and a wide range of book materials and materials that enrich the lives of Wareham residents. And whereas, the Friends further strengthen community spirit by sponsoring the beloved annual duck race, a cherished tradition in the town of Wareham. And whereas, the Friends of the Wareham Free Library have also partnered with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library to ensure that the children of Wareham receive books at no cost, fostering early literacy and a lifelong love of reading. And whereas, as of December 2025, 256 children in Wareham are actively enrolled in the Imagination Library program, and 434 children have proudly graduated from it. And now, therefore, we do hereby proclaim the Friends of the Wareham Free Library are hereby recognized and honored for their unwavering dedication, invaluable contributions, and enduring commitment to enriching the cultural and educational life of the town of Wareham. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands this 3rd day of February 2026. Select Board Judith Whiteside Chair, Sarah Corbett Clerk, Jared S. Chadwick, Marcus S. Gomes, and Joseph M. Still.
So we'd like to actually have all of you come up and have a photo opportunity, and I'm really good at lining people up to get them to do this, so.
Prom night every week here.
Particularly when
What's a book?
What's a book? I think if we get you sort of here-ish.
You don't want to do it with the flag?
No, that's too much. Yeah, can you, yes. Do you mind?
There's all the tall ones.
I'm in the short one with you, ladies.
Yeah.
Going on that.
Sandra, why don't you have a seat? Gwenna, why don't you have a seat? I guess. You get a seat.
I'm the littlest one?
Yep.
Because I'm the oldest one.
Wait, hang on. Anybody else want to see? Next oldest.
Yeah, but who's the prettiest?
Okay, so now the rest of you, figure it out. Move those chairs.
You want to move them up and then they can go behind us? That'll be better? Yeah, well, as long as you guys up, you guys can sit right in front.
So come in.
Come and sit down. Nancy, sit down. Somebody sit down.
Okay,
Be here all night.
gentlemen.
You gotta come in front.
Jared and Joey, move this. There you go.
Okay.
Prom lineup.
Okay, so am I
Okay, yeah, prom lineup, that means that the person in the middle goes this way. You're not paying attention to me. Person on this side goes this way, so you're gonna sort of make a V-shapey thingy, you know what I mean?
You want a V-shaped thing?
A V-shapey thing. How about, we get chair.
All right, here.
Yeah, but it makes it, we'll get more people into it, if you don't mind. You mind? Somebody else.
No.
Because then we can, yeah.
So they can make the V
Okay.
shape. We're doing a V-shapey thing.
V-shapey thingy, so, excellent. Priscilla gets it.
V-shapey.
We'll turn it into the best comedy show in town.
We're doing
Okay.
a V-shapey thing.
All right.
Yeah, right.
Well, Priscilla should have
Look like
that
it's
in
growing
her.
right out of the
Okay.
back of her.
So, I can't see the lady in the park.
That's what I She's trying to hide.
You wait right in here.
Well, you are, Judy.
Where are you going, Judy?
Come on. And now, this is gorgeous. Madam Corbett is here. Right in front of you. Yeah, but you have to see it.
I just know I'm in the back.
Does that do it?
Yeah.
Is Judy in front?
Stand up flat, needs to move over to this side, just so you can see her face. There we go.
No, you stay right here, Priscilla.
There we go. We're good, we're good.
Say spaghetti.
Library.
Say
Yeah.
library. Say Dolly Parton's.
All good, great, good.
We're giving this to you.
Down a little bit more.
No, we'll get those.
These are company that knows them, right?
You had a guided tour to the elevators. And Mr. Still are going to give you a hand. How about that? Yes, gentlemen up in front here are one of
Yeah, they're definitely in a low spot. The last lady who spoke?
I did. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
Hello, Attorney. Hello, Counselor. Thank you.
Hi, Joey.
Thank you so much.
What's that?
Please take the elevator. Bring it
We can. Oh, yeah. No, I was hoping to talk to you and Jane outside of the thing. Okay, thanks, Jules. I'm gonna give it to Derek. I'll be interested to hear.
Herding cats. And they're all my friends. I'm a friend of friends.
Yeah.
But in a group.
This room just cleared out.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
We have a quorum present, so we are not going to do the business, but we will set the business up. I will now ask that we have a public hearing for the V8 Group Motors LLC. Would you, Madam Clerk, read the notice of the public hearing, please?
Yes,
It's good to see you.
I'm getting there.
Where have you been?
Got it. Here is the notice of the public hearing that was printed in Wareham Week. Town of Wareham Selectmen Board. Notice is hereby given that V8 Group Motors LLC, 3090 Cranberry Highway, Buzzards Bay, Wareham, Massachusetts, 02532, has applied to the Select Board for a Class 2 used car dealer's license, request for 31 parking spaces, 10 spaces for office and employee parking, 21 spaces for vehicle inventory, and in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 140, Section 58 of the Massachusetts General Laws, it is ordered that a public hearing be held on said application within the Select Board's meeting at the Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Room 520, Wareham, Massachusetts, 02571, on February 3rd, 2026, at approximately 7:10 p.m.
Thank you. While we're waiting for the rest of my board to come here, Would you please make a motion to open the hearing, Ms. Corbett?
I move to open a hearing regarding the application of V8 Group Motors LLC. I read the whole thing again?
No.
Okay. I move to open the hearing regarding the application of V8 Group Motors.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to open the hearing. Is there any further discussion on the motion to open the hearing? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Ms. Corbett?
Yes.
And myself, yes. The hearing is opened. Mr. Gomes will join us immediately. Gentlemen, would you identify yourselves for the record, please?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robert Curry. I'm a local attorney. One of that, I'm a lifelong resident. I went to junior high school in this building
No.
a long time ago. And I don't know what you folks did, but I'm very upset. You built those staircases up since I used to walk up and down. This is,
I'm Ezekiel Lacerda.
he is the manager of the applicant.
Thank you. Mr. Lacerda, why don't you explain what it is that you hope to do in this location?
It's going to be a normal car dealer for used cars. Nothing more than that. Just sell cars.
Okay. Do you have experience someplace else?
Not me, but the other guy who worked with me, he has a lot of experience with that. That's why he convinced me to invest on that building and that thing and get the license. He says, okay, let's do it.
Okay. For the record, you had to go through the Zoning Board of Appeals, and you did get a set of conditions that you had to meet. And we,
Which I believe he has done.
and he
He's done a
has,
beautiful
he
job.
has
I've
done
got a
that, yeah.
couple of photographs here.
Yeah.
If anybody hasn't seen the place, 3090 Cranberry Highway, and he's done a beautiful job on it. It looks out of place with all the rest of the properties here.
The record will show that Mr. Gomes has re-entered the room. Are there any questions?
Thank you for choosing business to do it.
Thank you.
Wareham. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think my question will be answered by these photos. I was wondering where you were going in. Oh, that's, yeah. So now I know. Thank you.
Hey, he spent a couple $100,000 down there to get ready to be here before you.
Yeah.
And we've been well over a year and a half on this function, so.
Yes, I noticed that the Zoning Board of Appeals application is dated like in '23 or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that was pretty, it was inefficient, not because of you or me, but between the landlord and the fire department, there's some issues as to the alarms, the fire alarms. And the landlord had some work to do, and then the fire department wasn't available, and that's what kind of held us up. I filed this application so long ago, I don't remember what I said in it.
Okay. Is there any other questions of the gentleman? Motion to close the hearing.
I move to close the hearing on Class 2 used car dealer license to V8 Group Motors.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to close the hearing. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
And myself, aye. The hearing is now closed. I will accept a motion.
I move to grant a Class 2 used car dealer's license to V8 Group Motors LLC, 3090 Cranberry Highway, East Wareham, Massachusetts, 02538, with the following stipulations. The hours of operation shall be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and further, as granted by the ZBA petition 54-23, there shall be no cars stored in the rear of the building, and there shall be no more than 31 parking spaces, 21 of which are intended for the storage and display of inventory. Additionally, vehicles are to be in safe and operational condition. Lot area is to be kept clear and clean of debris of any kind, and subject to the completion of all paperwork and payment fees.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve as read into the record. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
And myself, aye. It is so. Thank you. The paperwork for you to pick up will probably be ready on Monday. Okay?
Fair enough.
Thank you very much.
Very much, folks.
Thank you very
you.
much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Were you ever in this room, Bob?
Pardon me?
Were you ever in this room as a classroom?
I was trying to think if I was. I don't remember I was, although I was from one floor to the other. My homeroom was downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Remember where they used to meet, the Board of Appeals and Planning Board down here? That was one of my classrooms.
Oh, cool, awesome.
I was one of the few who went to junior high here. When I graduated from Dover Memorial, which is now the library, they just opened what is now the middle school,
Right.
was the high school.
Right,
So everybody who went to high school here moved over there, and we people for junior high moved in here.
cool.
So
Awesome.
a couple of years only.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen, good night.
Good night.
I declare it's now 7:15, and I will accept a motion to open the hearing on item
7C.
7C, yep. Mr. Souza and your clients, why don't you step forward, please? Thank you.
Where's the, give me the notice. I can't find it. Oh, found it. Yeah, I found it. I'll be reading the public notice that was printed in Wareham Week. Town of Wareham Select Board Notice of Public Hearing. Notice is hereby given that, excuse me, do I say DSCRI or DSKRI?
DSKRAI.
Thank you, okay. Notice is hereby given that DSKRAI Incorporated, doing business as Brown's Package Store, 189 Marion Road, Wareham, Massachusetts, 02571, has applied to the Select Board for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers, change of ownership interest, and change of stock interest under the provisions of Chapter 138 of Massachusetts General Laws as follows. Change of officers to include remove, Kebi Raj.
Kebi Rai, yep.
Kebi Raj.
Rai, yeah.
Rai as President, Treasurer, Director, and appoint Kirian Banya as President, Secretary, Director, and Suresh Tamang as Treasurer, Director. Change of ownership interest. Transfer from Kebi Raj Rai, Kirian Banya, and Suresh Tamang to Kirian Banya and Suresh Tamang. Change of stock ownership. Transfer from Kebi Raj Rai, Suresh Tamang, Kirian Banya, each holding 33 1/3. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Change of stock ownership from Kebi Raj Rai, Suresh Tamang, Kirian Banya, each holding 33.3%, to Suresh Tamang and Kirian
Anaya.
Banya.
Banya. Thank you. That was what you were trying to point out to me. Okay. Each holding 50%. There was a typo in the ad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It is ordered that a public hearing be held on said application within the Select Board meeting at approximately 7:20 p.m. on the 3rd day of February, 2026.
So we have a motion, we are already in the hearing process, right? Did we open the hearing?
I don't think we
No?
did.
Did you make a motion?
I move to open the public hearing for the application of DSKRI.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to open the hearing. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett? And
Aye.
myself, the hearing is open. Gentlemen, would you identify yourselves for the record and
That's
let
good.
us know what you're doing here?
Yes.
Nice to see you, Mr. Souza.
Thank you. Thomas Souza for DSKRAI and the hearing that will soon follow.
Good afternoon, sir. Good evening. It's me, DSK Rai, Kiran Bania, owner, president of Brown's Package Store. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Siddhartha Tamang. I'm for the next case, pretty sure.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
And we do have, Mr. Rai was supposed to join us by Zoom.
Do you see him, Mr. Day? Kebi Ra?
Kebi, yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Souza.
Yeah. He's in Kathmandu.
My goodness.
Wow.
So
That has to
hopefully
win.
we get,
That's the furthest ever.
is it?
Yep.
It must.
It's not a small place. It's got about 3 million people.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Big city.
Our world traveler, Mr.
Yeah, I've been to
He's on a vacation.
Oh, wow. Impressive.
Well, I can start.
Yes, go ahead,
Anyway,
Mr. Susan.
why don't we
Yeah.
just go ahead and start? So, we're here because the ABCC does not consider Wareham a city. And when we applied, we were here before the holidays, we were here with an application for Mayflower Package Store. And that's the subsequent hearing that's scheduled for tonight. Because Mr. Rai had an interest in DSK RAI, he had to divest all his interest in that store to be eligible for the license for the Mayflower Package Store. So we've done all the work. He's divested his shares, his stocks, any interest. He's resigned from the board, so he's totally cut off from Browns. We'll use Browns and Mayflower instead of the acronyms there. So he has totally divested himself from Browns to make him eligible to purchase and run Mayflower.
Any questions of the board?
So there's no change. There's no new people coming in. There's no. It's really subtracting one from the equation for Browns.
This did cause us some paperwork issues, as you know, Mr.
Yes.
Souza. So it's been back and forth, and through no fault of your own. Are there any questions of the gentleman? Any questions for us?
No. Just Ms. Moore has been very helpful in this whole process, so we really appreciate her. She's quite an asset to you
Thank you.
guys.
Great.
I'll accept a motion to close the hearing.
I move to close the hearing regarding the application of DSKRAI.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to close the hearing. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Gomes, Ms. Corbett,
Aye.
Mr. Still, Mr. Chadwick, and myself.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing is closed. I will accept a motion. Now, these are lengthy motions to make sure that the record is absolutely pristine, okay?
No problem.
Go ahead.
I move to approve the application of DSKRAI Incorporated doing business as Brown's Package Store for the following: change of officers, change of ownership interest, and transfer of annual all-alcoholic beverages package store license under the provisions of Chapter 138, Section 15 of Massachusetts General Laws, license to be operated at 189 Marion Road, Wareham, Massachusetts, 02571.
Second.
Judith?
Hang on a second.
Yeah, if
it's
I
not
could
the right
interject.
motion. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. This is the right motion. I'm sorry. We're going to,
Wrong agenda.
please get rid of your second.
I take
Thank
it
you.
back.
Would you?
I take back my motion.
Because
No,
I
we're
think
gonna-
you mentioned a transfer of
Yeah,
the
no, we
license, and it's
have-
technically not.
That was in this agenda, but not this
okay,
agenda. And this is
okay.
the one I worked on all afternoon. Okay. I move to approve the following for DSKRAI Incorporated, 189 Marion Road, Wareham, a change of officers to include the removal of Kebi Raj Rai as President, Treasurer, and Director, and the appointment of Kirian Banya as President and Secretary and Director, and the appointment of Suresh Tamang as Treasurer and Director. I further move to approve the change of ownership from Kebi Raj Rai, Kirian Banya, and Suresh Tamang to Kirian Banya and Suresh Tamang. And I further move to approve the change of stock ownership from Kebi Raj Rai, Suresh Tamang, and Kirian Banya to Suresh Tamang and Kirian Banya, each to hold 50% interest.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve is read into the record. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still.
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick.
Aye.
Mr. Gomes.
Aye.
Ms. Corbett.
Aye.
And myself, aye. It is so. That, again, the paperwork will be ready probably on Monday.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Now, we're going to have a hearing on 7D.
I don't have the notice. I can't find it.
Do you have a copy of the notice, Mr.?
Well, I think technically, this is a,
Paper, yeah.
I don't know if it was in the paper.
So
Oh,
technically,
maybe this, no, this
because-
one was not. Yeah, you're
Because
right.
it's a,
Yeah.
technically, we're a reconsideration,
Right.
so it,
Yep.
it,
I will accept a motion to open the hearing
I move to open the hearing.
on, The application.
BRTRAI Incorporated, to transfer the license. Do you want me to read
Yes.
the whole move?
No, I want you to read this whole thing, yeah.
As I move to open that hearing?
Yes, please.
Okay. I move to open the hearing for BRTRAI Incorporated, doing business as Mayflower Liquors, 3150 Cranberry Highway, East Wareham, 02538. Transfer the license from BRTRAI Incorporated, doing business as Mayflower Liquors, to SRI OM LLC, Kebi Rejra, because the third one's not there, as President, Treasurer, Secretary, and Director, and Siddhartha Tamang, Manager, and further to amend the hours of operation to be Sunday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Motion has been made to open the hearing. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still, Mr. Chadwick, Mr. Gomes,
Aye.
Ms. Corbett,
Aye.
and myself. The hearing is open. She has read into the record what it is that we are here to do. Mr. Souza, would you care to address any of that?
Yes, I think we have it flipped. So BRT RAI is receiving the license from
Okay.
SRIOM.
LLC.
Yes.
From,
So-
I'm going to ask that we have a 5-minute recess. May I have a motion, please?
I move second to do that. I move to do that. Have a 5-minute recess.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to take a 5-minute recess.
Sure.
I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still? Mr. Chadwick? Mr. Gomes?
Yep.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
And myself, yes. Mr. Day, we are on a 5-minute recess. Okay, we are reconvening the Select Board meeting of February 3rd, and we are in a hearing to discuss several moves between items. Mr. Souza, would you explain them, please, sir?
Yes, Mr. Rai had an interest in DSKRAI, which he could not hold, and which he could not have to hold an interest.
Did we open the
Mayflower.
hearing yet? I'm sorry, we,
yeah.
way off,
We
we
did
did.
open the
Okay,
hearing.
yes,
Yeah,
okay.
I think
Yeah,
we did.
I'm sorry, Mr. Souza.
Yep, no worries.
Rather get it right.
No worries. So Mr. Rai, the principal of Mayflower, had an interest in Browns. So the previous meeting, he discharged, divested all his interests. So now we're down to Mayflower Liquors. Mr. Rai will be the sole owner, president, officer, director of the corporation. And Siddharth Tamang will be the proposed manager for the store. Again, we were before you on this case back prior to the holidays, but we're just doing a little cleanup with the paperwork as far as interests go. Keep the ABCC happy.
Any questions? No? Okay, I will accept a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Motion made, motion made and seconded to close the hearing. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still, Mr. Chadwick, Mr. Gomes, Ms. Corbett, and myself, aye. The hearing is closed. I move to approve the following for BRTRAI Inc., DBA Mayflower Liquors, 3150 Cranberry Highway, East Wareham, Mass. 02538. Transfer the license from SRIOM LLC to BRTRAI Inc., DBA Mayflower Liquors. I'm going to leave it at that. May I have a second? Oh, no, I'm not going to leave it at that. Having Kebi Rai as president, treasurer, secretary, and director, and Siddhartha Tamang manager. And further, to amend the hours of operations to be Sunday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. That's my motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve is read into the record. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Yes.
Mr. Chadwick? Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
And myself, aye. It is so. Monday, I hope.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much,
Very
gentlemen.
good.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For your patience. If I leave this with, will she get that?
Yep. Thank you. Let's go back to announcements. Mr. Still?
None for me, Madam Chair.
Mr. Chadwick? Mr. Gomes?
I have none at this moment.
And do you have any announcements?
No, I do have liaison reports, but no announcements.
Okay. I have one more proclamation, which I'm going to read into the record. This is a proclamation declaring that this is Black History Month. Whereas 2026 marks the 100th anniversary of Black History Month, a milestone honoring a century of recognition, reflection, and resilience. And whereas we honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans and acknowledge that these accomplishments are the more remarkable for having been won at the cost of great struggle and sacrifice by men and women who came to these shores in chains and by their descendants. And whereas the authors of these accomplishments in Massachusetts history include the freedom fighters of the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry and the 5th Regiment Massachusetts Voluntary Cavalry, the first and most famous units of Black Union soldiers raised in the Civil War. Phyllis Wheatley, the first Black American to publish a book of poetry. Crispus Attucks, the first casualty of the American Revolution. Edward Jones of Amherst College, the second Black American to earn a college degree. Edmonia Lewis, the first professional Black sculptor who learned her craft in Boston. Jen Matzelinger, inventor who revolutionized the shoe manufacturing industry. W.E.B. Du Bois, pioneering scholar and civil rights activist. Edward Brooke, the first Black senator elected by popular vote. Deval Patrick, the first elected Black governor in Massachusetts. And whereas captive Africans and free people of color were already part of the American story in the colonial era, and whereas the black residents of Massachusetts have fought for our collective defense and freedom from the Revolution and Civil War to the present, including in the 5th Regiment Massachusetts Voluntary Cavalry, who were among the first who delivered the news of freedom in Texas on June 19, 1865, and the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry. And whereas, to its shame, Massachusetts participated in the slave trade since 1638, but to its honor, in 1783 became the first state in the new nation to abolish slavery as inconsistent with our own conduct and constitution, thereby demonstrating our determination to live up to our historical ideals as we strive to build a better common future. And where'd the rest of it go? Whereas former President Barack Obama proclaimed, every American can draw strength from the story of hard-won progress, which not only defines the African American experience, but also lies at the heart of our nation as a whole. Now, therefore, we do hereby proclaim the month of February in the year 2026 as Black History Month, and urge all residents to mark this occasion and to participate fittingly in observance with celebrations and recognitions throughout the month. In witness, therefore, we have hereunto set our hands this 3rd day of February 2026. Wareham Select Board. Okay, we've done that. Town business. Discussion and possible vote to write a letter of support for the development of Cranberry Manor 2. I believe Noel Humphreys is on line. Mr. Day? I'm sorry? Okay, yep. Please let her in. Thank you. We have heard from these developers before, possibly before some of you were elected. Cranberry Manor is on the north end of Cranberry Highway. It's going to be behind what has previously been apartment buildings, but Ms. Humphreys will explain that. They've been through all of the other places that they need to get an approval here in town, but we would like to be able to send a letter of recommendation and a letter of support for the development, and that helps in their acquiring of funding, et cetera.
So I had a quick question in terms of the way my brain locates things north and south on Cranberry Highway. This is...
Just near the courthouse.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Would you identify yourself for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Noelle Humphreys, and I'm the Associate Real Estate Development Director at NeighborWorks Housing Solutions.
How are you?
So thank you, Chair Whiteside. I appreciate it. I think I've met some of the folks from the Select Board, although it has been a while since we've gone, but since NeighborWorks has gone before. I just want to mention one thing. Rob Corley, who's our CEO, is also on. He's on video as well. So I don't know if you can add another.
Yep.
Could just add him too.
Yes, thank you. Could you spell
Sure.
his last name for us, please?
Thank you. Yes, it's Corley.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's your CEO?
He is.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do you have a PowerPoint presentation?
I do.
Could you do the lights, please? The lights.
Yes.
Thanks. Go ahead, Mr. Humphreys.
Okay. Just bear with me 1 second. Not that. Okay, can folks see that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Great, you're welcome. So I'm here to talk about Cranberry Manor too, and I'll give you just a little background on the project as a whole, the property itself, and NeighborWorks. So NeighborWorks has owned this parcel, which is located at 2220 Cranberry Highway, for many years. I think going back actually to the late 1998, or so. In 2015, we did a renovation of the existing property there, which is 24 units of family housing. So there's multifamily there. They're sort of cranberry in color. I'll show you the slide actually that shows them. But for those who are familiar, it's 24 units, all 2 bedrooms, existing family. We did some renovations, like I said, back in 2015, and have an existing management presence at the property, which is managed by Hall Keen Management, who does a lot of our third-party management for some of our larger portfolio properties. A couple of years ago, we started looking at developing another portion of the land. So there's 5 acres, and our existing property sits on about 2.5 of those acres. And actually, I'm gonna go through, I sort of jumped into this without going into our background, but just quickly, I'm gonna just show you sort of what's out front. So for anyone who might be familiar and can see this, this is Cranberry Manor 1. So this is the view from Cranberry Highway. And then here's just an aerial of the site itself. So this is how it exists now. And if you can see my pointer, these are the buildings, the existing multifamily buildings. There's a play area behind them, and then a septic system off to the left. And then behind it is just a garage. The garage is actually basically empty. It was used by our maintenance folks for some time. So what we did was look at how we could utilize this portion of the site at the rear to bring in new housing, and this time bring in and focus on senior housing. And in working through a plan, we developed a plan to build 40 units or 40 apartment homes for seniors at the back. And we thought this would be a nice way to combine both family and senior to capitalize on the land that we have rather than having to go to another, to buy land or find land. We already own this. So that obviously made that a lot better and more straightforward. And then, look at constructing something new where we could have lots of common area space for supportive services and a management office. And then obviously that would impact the existing site by adding management services. While they are there now, because it's a smaller site, it's a little bit more of sort of a part-time oversight or less managed. It's obviously very well managed. It's just that this would mean someone would be there every day, and it would be a lot more comprehensive. So in the past year, we have advanced our development plans. We're on our way to 100% construction documents right now. We did receive funding from the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, or EOHLC. So that was last year, and actually the select board provided us with a letter of support last January, which was wonderful. So thank you for that. And with our first time in the application round, we were awarded federal and state low-income housing tax credits, as well as soft funds for the state. So what brings us here now is we've recently applied to the Community Preservation Committee for $300,000 in funding to go towards the construction of the project. While we have the other sources in place, as you can probably imagine, it's a really expensive undertaking, and we do not have our updated pricing yet. We expect it probably within the next 2 to 3 months. So as it stands now, we have a bit of a gap. And we're obviously a bit nervous that when we get our construction costs, that could go even a little bit further below. So the CPA funds will be very instrumental to closing that gap. And therefore, so we met with CPA last week, and then that seemed to go well. I know that they'll have a discussion in their next meeting. And obviously, if they approve the request, then we would go to town meeting. And one other note, just before I talk a little bit more about the scope, is that we did go last year before the ZBA, and so we have a comprehensive permit in hand. We were awarded the comprehensive permit in May, and so that's obviously we're sort of all set from that perspective. If things go according to plan, we would aim to close later in the summer and start construction in the early fall. And again, it's as you can see on the PowerPoint, it's a 3-story single building, L-shaped, with all 1-bedroom units. and it's the set aside for the income restrictions is 30% for 16 of the units, and then the other 24 units are set aside for 60% of the area median income. All seniors, so it's 62 plus, and you can't, obviously that's the minimum. You can't be below that and still live there. And as part of our comprehensive permit, there will be a local set aside for the initial lottery, and it's a portion, I want to say it's about 25% set aside for local applicants. This just shows you, this is just an overview of, the different units. There's 3 different unit types. But again, they're all 1 bedrooms. They're just sort of dictated by their location in the property as to size and configuration. The pink area here is primarily common area space, or is all common area. So as you can see, there's a multi-purpose room, wellness room. You have a lobby and waiting area, as well as management office, conference room, and then a sitting room. And then you have some outside area as well. There will be a brand new septic that's dedicated solely to this property, as we have existing septic for the existing property. And I'm just going to bring you to, there should be an aerial. This is might be adjusted a little bit, but this is the landscaping plan. So just give some idea of some of the plantings we'll use. It's coming up slow, so I apologize for that. But as you can see, you have your existing footprint here. And then behind it, where that shed was, that's where the new, our proposed building will go, with parking in front of it and also to the side. There'll be a drop off in front of the building. And we've also spoken with different town departments, including fire, and had fire review our plans to make sure that they were content with our accessibility for ambulances and so forth. And we'll also maintain behind the existing buildings a sort of path that you can see part of, which goes out to Cranberry Highway, so allowing for emergency vehicles to go down this route as well. And then I think there's one more slide that my computer's being a little wonky, so I apologize for that. All right, I apologize because my computer seems to have frozen with the last. Oh, here we go. So this is just a rendering of, the overview. And one more thing I'll mention is that, as you can see here, there are solar panels planned. The project being new construction and in getting funding from the state will require, or does require, passive house certification. So we'll have all the sort of bells and whistles around energy savings and energy consumption with insulation, solar panels, the windows, everything will be up to the passive house standard, and we'll receive a certification at the end. So we're working all of that into the design documents. We will, in terms of electricity and utilities, be including those within the rent. So that is a huge benefit, obviously, to the tenants, just to have that one cost. But important to note when talking about the utilities. So that is the project. I will say I didn't talk a lot about NeighborWorks itself, so I don't know if you'd like Chair Whiteside, myself, or Rob could give you a little background on NeighborWorks. I'll leave that to you, if that would be helpful.
Would that be helpful to the two
I know we've been a
members?
couple times. That's the only. Just don't want to.
Yes, please. We would like to
Great.
hear it. Yes, please.
Perfect, thanks. So I'm going to hand it over to Rob to give a little bit of background on us.
I think it's
thank you,
also
Chair.
important that the community hear, again, from you, as many times as we can let the community hear about the plans that are going on. I think it's better for the community, for the understanding of what kind of a development this is. And I think I heard you say 100% seniors. So.
Yeah,
right on.
sure. And I can can do a little more on that. It is. So it is 40 apartment, it's 40 apartment units. They will be set aside completely for seniors. So you have to be age 62 or older in order to qualify. And then on top of that, they'll be what we say is, income restricted at both 30% of the, the area median income, and then a group of them, 24 units, will be at 60% of the area median income. And therefore, the rents obviously will be fixed at a certain point so that they will be considered more affordable within a market that, as we all know, is not affordable. And another thing, just as mentioned at the end, is that the rent will include utilities. So obviously that can be a help, rather than going to a project where people have to pay their utilities as well. Electricity and so forth will be included in it, and supportive services. So one of the things with the state conditions around projects like this is that you have to have a pretty heavy supportive service plan. And so what we do is our management agent usually partners with the local elder service, so like the Council on Aging, or, for instance, we have Old Colony Elder Services in the area, and we set up programs for the residents where we have a resident service coordinator who is at least part-time at a minimum, so that's usually 3 days on site, who can work with residents and find out their needs. They usually will do like an onboarding interview. And that way they get a sense for like who might be maybe a needier resident, whether it's like physically or mentally or whatever the case may be, so that they can find resources to assist that person and kind of see who needs, does someone need a van to get to a doctor's appointment, or, things like that. And then they also set up little like clinics within the building at times, all sorts of things that are just bring the services there or help people get to the services they need outside. So I think that's really one of the big benefits of what we do and how we bring those to our communities. And just of note, we have done 2 recent senior projects that we just completed. So we completed a 72-unit property known as Maple on Franklin, and that's located in Holbrook. And I think I have a picture of that I can share in a second. And then we also completed the renovations of an old school building, which is in Brockton, and that is 37 units of senior housing. So right here, for folks who can see this, this is Lincoln School. So this is an old school that we completely renovated, completely obviously gutted, and finished last year. So we occupied it within 3 months. So 100% occupied with 62 plus in age. Same income restrictions at 30% and 60% of the area median income. And as you can see, we were actually awarded the 2 awards from Preservation Mass. One was the Mayor Thomas Menino Legacy Award, and the second one was the People's Choice Award. So that's a similar, very recent development we did. And then just before that, we finished the year prior, Maple on Franklin, which is the property I mentioned in Holbrook. And this, while it looks different, is very similar to what we're doing here in terms of its brand new construction, passive house certification. And again, this is 72 units with similar income restrictions, right in the, sort of close to the center of town. And both properties have been extremely successful in the neighborhoods they're in. So hopefully that helps just to see a couple of our recent developments that actually sort of mimic what we're planning to do here in West Wareham.
Excellent. Mr. Corley?
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Rob Corley. I'm the CEO of NeighborWorks Housing Solutions, and thanks for having us tonight. I'll briefly just describe our organization. We're a 501c3. We've been in business for over 40 years, and we've been providing housing services in the town of Wareham for decades. We primarily focus on providing state programs in the Wareham area that include programs like RAFT or Home Base or home modification rehab loan program and other things for existing homeowners and tenants. We do first-time homebuyer education and counseling, foreclosure counseling, and a variety of different lending products that we offer to residents in Wareham. In addition to that, we develop affordable housing. We develop primarily, as Noel has been mentioning, over the last couple of years, the need for senior housing has been drastically increasing as boomers retire, and the need has grown tremendously. So we're trying to answer that call at the state level by trying to produce more affordable opportunities for our seniors. We also develop supportive housing for adults with developmental disabilities, veterans, formerly homeless individuals. And we also develop family affordable housing of different types, like what you see at Cranberry Number 1. And we do that all across the region, and have been doing that for a very long time. So we're, I say, as you can tell from Noel's presentation, quite impressive at what we do. We do it well. We manage our properties with third-party groups like Hall-Keen, but we're accountable and responsible for the projects that we develop, and always work with municipalities to develop projects that we can all be proud of, not only at the ribbon cutting, but as they operate into the years ahead. We're also very focused on sustainability and developing projects that are green at heart. This being Passive House Design is the highest standard we can achieve, which we're bringing to this location. So appreciate you hearing us out tonight, and look forward to getting started on this project.
Thank you. I know some people are going to want to know, do you allow pets?
Yes, we typically do. We usually, depending on the property, it might be, there may be like a weight limit, but other than that, we usually don't have any restrictions with pets.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board?
I think I'd like to ask, have you ever mixed senior citizens and like younger families or family style that close before? Like with the two units being, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the only thing I would say is just, I believe, I could be wrong on this, that this setup is a little bit different than anything we've done, but we do have many properties that contain both families and seniors as one, as opposed to, we also have properties that are strictly senior, but we have mixed properties that have seniors and families. But I know this is a little different. So Rob, maybe you have some other thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, so that's the right answer, Noel. I think generally when we have standard affordable housing, you can certainly have a mix of seniors and families and, all that like you'd see in any unrestricted apartment complex anywhere. But in this case where you have a restricted senior population in one development and family in the other, they're not necessarily mixed. They are definitely in separate locations on the same site, but we feel like it's a good use of sharing the amenity space and some of the parking and of course the site itself. So we feel like there's an economy of scale there that can be achieved, whether it's all families or seniors and families. Some of the property management and sort of overall management issues are very similar. Now the programming that will be in the senior property is not necessarily or will not be available to the families, but the space that this is creating can be shared space. And the families, when we started this development, we started with them, the folks that are currently living there, and they're all very supportive of what we're trying to develop here. So although we haven't done this exact mix like this before, we're very optimistic about how well it's going to go.
Yeah, I think it's great what you guys are doing. I mean, there's a lot of area that needs, you guys are giving opportunities to the elderly citizens. And I did notice in the diagram that I've been to that apartment complex before in Cranberry Manor. I do know that there's a basketball court that would be between there, and I do not see. I think you guys are scrapping it. Do you think that's going to be an issue with the younger population there?
Yeah, so we did, as Rob mentioned, we did have conversations with the residents, and actually with quite a few of the children showed up. And not surprisingly, they wanted a pool, which we can't accommodate. But so while you don't see the basketball court, you're correct in that you don't see it on the plans. The initial decision around, obviously the location of it. So for those who you might not be seeing it visually right now, it is right between the two projects. So it's right between the existing property and then where we're planning to build the existing ball court. We actually surprisingly did not get the sense, or like from the feedback from management and from the existing residents, that it is actually used very often, which was a bit of a surprise to me. But that doesn't mean we're definitely scrapping it. We are pursuing other space that just is not necessarily shown right now. So that's one of the things, so they already have a play area. Our thought was to enhance what they already have, but also possibly build in a basketball court as we could to the side, like sort of to the side of where it is now, if we find that the demand for it is sufficient and makes sense. So we definitely don't want to like take that away from them, because we realize if it is a feature that's well used, it would be well, it's good to keep it. So it just wouldn't be in the location it's in now.
Yeah, and to your point, it is a nice setup right now. I'm a basketball lover myself, so I really like the court. But the kids really enjoy the open space and definitely want to try to reprogram that to the rear of their existing homes. And again, some of the concerns, obviously, that we have and others have had is that we put in speed bumps and things like that to sort of manage traffic or cars going back and forth. So we really want to try to get the kids a lot more on the rear side of the lot and enhance that amenity space that is currently there, but is frankly a little tired and not as utilized. Like some of the stuff that's there is more for much smaller children, and we need sort of a combo of that. So as Noel said, we're going to be working with them on what that looks like and have them be part of that process.
All right. Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I just had a couple of, thoughts in my mind. Even noise, you don't know what's going to go on with noise and children, and, it could be a loud neighbor. But that's just the first thing on my mind was thinking about that,
Yeah,
No, that makes
the
sense.
drawings don't show it too much, but there is a pretty good amount of space between the properties, and a parking lot between them. So we want to try to keep the families using their back area more than they have in the past.
That's great. Thank you. I think that's it for me, guys.
Okay, I know that you had been before the Affordable Housing Trust, and they've written you a letter of support. And
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Not recently, but we did go before them last year.
Do you
and
need
got a
an
letter of
updated
support
letter
for
of support from them?
So that's a good question. I know that we need, I'm not sure if that is required for CPA.
Because I sit on that
and
board,
should
so I can get it on the agenda. If you think that you would need it, just let me know.
Okay. Yes, I will. Why don't I reach
Okay.
back out to you rather than give you
Yeah, no, that's fine.
the wrong answer.
Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Corbett. I know you went before the CPC, Community Preservation Committee, because my husband, Sam Corbett's on that committee, and I know he gave you his full support, as do I. I bring all of this up to say that I know in this town, there's been controversy in the past over giving CPC money to theoretically a private corporation that is building housing, and that's been a bone of contention in town meetings in the past. And it may not be that way for you guys in Wareham this time. And I just wanted to lend my support to what you're doing 100%. There are bad 40Bs and there are good 40Bs, and this is a very good 40B, and you have done very good work in this town in the past. So I trust it'll go through at town meeting, but I just want you to know that you have my support. So thank you for doing this.
I'll also add to what you say. It's a totally appropriate use of CPC funds to support affordable housing. It's not been something that we have done a lot of in the past, but we have learned that it is a very important appropriate use of the funds. So thank you for bringing that up. Anything else? I don't think we have anything else. So I guess I would take a motion to authorize the chair to send a letter of support.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to authorize the chair to send a letter of support for the development as presented. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still? Aye. Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
And myself, aye. It is so. Do you have a model one that we used before, I think?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Can you
So
send that
I
to
can,
Kathleen or to me? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah, that
great.
makes sense. Easy enough.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. We appreciate your time.
Take care. Thank you.
You too.
Ms. Corbett, would you please read into the record the notice of the 2026 annual spring town meeting and town election?
And I will, do I start here or here?
You're going to start right here and keep on going.
Right. This is the notice of the 2026 annual spring town meeting and town election, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Plymouth, to the constables of the town of Wareham, greetings. In the name of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and in accordance with the provisions of Division 1, Article 1, Section 2 of the bylaws of the Town of Wareham, amended, you are hereby directed to notify and warn the legal voters of the Town of Wareham that the general business portion of the 2026 annual town meeting has been called by the Town of Wareham Select Board to be held at 7 p.m. on Monday, April 27th, 2026, and the election of officers will be held from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. The last day for submission of citizen petitioned articles for insertion in the warrant is 5 p.m. Monday, February 23rd, 2026. The warrant for this meeting will close on Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, and you are hereby directed to serve this notice by posting an attested copy upon the town's principal bulletin board on or before Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Hereof fail not, and make due return of this posting with your doings thereon to the town clerk, given under our hands, excuse me, at Wareham this 3rd day of February in the year 2026. Town of Wareham Select Board, Judith Whiteside, Chair, Sarah Corbett, Clerk, Jared S. Chadwick, Marcus S. Gomes, and Joseph M. Still.
So we have read into the record the dates for the town meeting as well as the town election. This will be posted on the town bulletin board, and it will be posted outside of the town clerk's office. And if there are any questions, it will also be on the town website. Thank you. Motion to...
I move to accept the $200 donation from Gail Pina Dorsey to the Council on Aging.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve a donation. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
And Mr. Still?
Aye.
And myself, aye. It is so. And we go in... Obviously, the week that we just lived through with some storm, et cetera, was fairly difficult, and it would be appropriate for this board to authorize, to delegate the authority to the town administrator to declare a state of emergency as deemed necessary. Mr. Bowen, do you want to chime in on this one? I didn't give you a heads up, but okay. Derek and I talked about this the other day when, you know, there's a parking ban in place, but if there needed to be a state of emergency, rather than have us meet and, you know, make that declaration, we could authorize, we can delegate that authority to him with a unanimous vote. Any questions about that?
No, makes sense.
Make a motion.
So I move to delegate authority to the town administrator to declare a state of emergency as deemed necessary.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to delegate the authority to the town administrator to declare a state of emergency as necessary. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett? And myself, aye. It is so. No town administrators report. Liaison and initiatives, Mr. Still?
I hope everyone was safe during the winter storms. I was certainly out there helping some folks. If there's anything in the future, please reach out to your local resources. I've heard the Council of Aging was a great help. Turning Point USA, Turning Point for the homeless was a good help. Reach out to anybody in the community, because Wareham really does help themselves to these programs. So nothing from me. Turn to somebody else.
I have to say that I called Mr. Still up and I had a problem that had been forwarded to me by a resident. She was unable to essentially get out of her house, and Mr. Still, I think, got there within an hour with his nephew? Godson. The woman made you some cranberry bread, and you got her out of her house, and I just want to say thank you very much. That is exactly what Wareham is about. So thank you, Mr. Still. Mr. Chadwick?
The only thing I have to say about snow is I hate it, and my kids are good at making snow forts instead of shoveling the porch. About it.
Mr. Gomes?
There's nothing for you today.
Yeah. I'm a liaison to the Library Board of Trustees and a friend, and you all saw the library ladies here tonight, which we're all really good friends, and the foundation. But as I mentioned last week, the Wareham Free Library will celebrate its 35th anniversary this May. And actually, Jared Fredrickson on the Board of Trustees has come up with this really cool logo, taking that diamond window and stylized 35 on it. So we're going to be stamping that logo on a lot of events, basically turn this into a year-long celebration by stamping that logo on the events throughout this year for the library. But we are getting geared up to that final day on May 6th. That day will be a day of celebration. We're going to have an author talk in the evening, tours of the library during the day, and we're still getting really good ideas and up and running. But we kicked off the series of events to celebrate this birthday actually today. Nancy Rice Cushman, who is the chair of the Library Board of Trustees and a friend, and she was here tonight, began what she calls tabling. She's going to be manning a table in the lobby of the library, I think twice a week. She started today, and she may come back Thursday. I'm not sure of her schedule exactly. I'll bring more information later when I know it. But I know she started it today. She had very good outcomes, and what she was doing was offering to hear people's memories on this form of, do you love your library? Please answer the questions below. We're going to celebrate the library's 35th birthday in May. And there are 5 questions. You don't have to answer all of them. You can do one if you want, or to prompt another thought. But number 1, what do you love most about the Wareham Free Library? What is your favorite thing at the Wareham Free Library? What was the best program you ever attended at the library? What is your earliest memory of the library? And what is your favorite memory of the library? And in a few days, joining her will be Rich Wolverton, who is a trustee and a friend of the library, and he'll be using a camera donated by Wareham Media to interview people, and we'll start gathering oral history of the library. So we're beginning the baby steps of what will end up being, I think, a tremendous project that the whole town can join in and celebrate that building and that site that was built 35 years ago this May. So that's my liaison report.
Thanks. I'm going to go back to announcements. The town clerk's office has the dog licenses available. The town clerk's office is also collecting your census reports. Both of those documents are extremely important, particularly the census report, because it helps us figure out what our resident numbers are, that kind of thing. The other thing I'm going to say is kind of sad, but I know that the fire departments were doing ice rescue training the other day. It may look safe. Do not ever walk on saltwater ice. It is not safe. Don't ever walk on river ice. It's not safe. I really don't think that those gentlemen ever would want to do ice rescue. I don't know if you ever have done it, but please be careful around the ice. And
luckily, I'm too fat for the suits, so usually the smaller, skinnier guys that go in.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be better to keep you warm?
I just pull a rope.
I see. Okay. Thank you. I'll take a motion on the minutes.
I move to approve the Select Board meeting minutes of January 20th, 2026, regular session.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes as read into the record. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yes.
Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
And myself, aye. It's so. And
Motion to adjourn.
is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. It is not debatable. I will go for a roll call vote. Mr. Still?
Aye.
Ms. Corbett?
Aye.
Mr. Gomes?
Aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Yeah.
And myself, yes. We are adjourned. Thank you. Good night, Wareham.
Night, Wareham.